Now, you'd think the Indian cricket team touring Australia in the middle of a tense ODI series against them would be far away from all the politics that's raging on in the subcontinent, but you'd be sorely mistaken. And it was no less either. The newly minted ODI skipper had a brush with this while in Adelaide ahead of the second match. The incident that occurred, though, brought one thing out in the open: how measured and composed Indian cricketers are at all times, especially when faced with an unexpected fan encounter, something Pakistan cricketers have failed to do. So what really transpired? Let me show you that first. The incident took place somewhere in the city in Adelaide. Whilst taking a stroll through the streets, someone came up to Shubman Gill, shook hands with him and then yelled Pakistan Zindabad even as the Indian captain walked away. This could have taken anyone by surprise. But notice how it was all rather surreptitiously staged by the fan himself here, with an intent to shock and stun the Indian cricketer. But the bigger point to note is how composed Gill was during this entire very brief interaction. He doesn't react. He doesn't so much as even flinch or change his expression. He walks on seemingly unperturbed by this very sudden event. An event that was construed to shock and elicit some sort of a reaction, maybe even a retort or a comment from Gill. Now, why do I say this? Because cricket fans who indulge in such behavior the world over, and I'm not alluding to their nationality at all here, they do it for the drama, to get some sort of a response from the cricketer. Like when Pakistan cricketer Haris Rauf was confronted in USA in 2024. Now, that episode was dramatic because Haris Rauf lost his cool, his demeanor, his bearings. He lost his sense of reasoning and came down to almost exchanging blows with this random fan who had approached him, who, by the way, probably happened to be Pakistani. That's what certain reports said. But again, that's not the point I'm making here. It's about how you, an international cricketer who's been in the public eye for years now, a cricketer who represents your country, should react to fans the world over. Fans who cheer and support you, yes, but also the ones who do not, the ones who jeer you, who taunt you. Two similar situations that saw two very contrasting responses, one that displayed poise and a rather dignified manner in which to approach this, and one which resulted in a near physical showdown, something that shouldn't have happened. And that's the difference here between cricketers representing two different countries. The way they carry themselves is proof of how well they navigate tense situations and anything untoward. This is exactly what translates onto the field too, onto the playing arena. Haris Rauf was in fact caught in something similar during the Asia Cup that concluded recently. Hearing a section of Indian fans cheering in the stands behind him, he was fielding along the ropes, he decided to retort, and he did so in a gesture that got him reprimanded by the ICC too later on. Everyone knows what those gestures meant, so I'm not going to go into that here today. But that's the difference between India's stars and Pakistan's cricketers. The very same cricketers respond differently, also in press conferences. The Asia Cup was in fact a very tense, intense tournament where every word, every gesture and action was under scrutiny. A tournament that had heavy political undertones right through. But there was a world of difference between the way the Indian contingent and captain Surya Kumar Yadav handled this all compared to the Pakistani counterparts. Now, while one celebrated without a trophy and did all they could to make do, given the bizarre situation that was playing out in front of them. The other through the runners-up check they received in disgust afterwards. That's what separates these two sides here. The way you handle any pressure, any ups and downs that comes across your way on the field of play is how you're most likely to handle all of that outside of it too. The sport not only tests your skills and talent on the field, but also your temperament and ability to withstand the pressures that come with playing international sport. And it's simple, really. How conducive, positive, forgiving and encouraging your environment is directly proportionate to how strong and mentally astute your players will turn out to be. Success births success. Goodwill generates more goodwill. The system breeds the athletes. And that's what Pakistan will have to wake up to sooner than later.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.